Okay, we're live. Oh, man. You know, after a long vacation, after a long time out, and it's just so good to be home. We were on the road pretty much a full week, visiting my in-laws. And, of course, there were some creature comforts. It's not like we were out in the boonies. We were, you know, a little disconnected from typical, like, city life, you know. But they had an internet connection, so I could still do live streams and whatnot. But when you get home, oh, man, you know how, like, you want your own bed, you want your own... you know, like you want all your creature comforts and stuff. When we got home yesterday, it wasn't even that late at night, but we, you know, it was kind of mid-afternoon, and we pulled up to the house, and it was just like, you know, it was just like, it's so good to have a vacation from our vacation. Now, school is going to start before you know it. It's like a week and a half before I have teacher meetings. But it's been so nice, actually almost exactly a week, but it's been so nice to just not be home. But now that we are home, it's so good to not be on vacation. Oh, we had a ton of fun. We went on, I was just looking at some of the pictures to send to my dad. We were at a drive-through safari. We went to... a parade. We went, we even kind of helped with the parade a little bit. My mother-in-law was helping with part of the parade. We were doing, oh my gosh, so many things. We got to swim every day. We were splashing around. It was just really fun. It was really, really nice. But it feels so good to be home. It feels so good to be home. We picked up the dog yesterday. Now, prefacing, if you never heard this one, our dog is he kind of a rescue, right? He was picked up off the street mid-December, spent Christmas at a shelter, and then passed hands a couple of times before finally landing on our family. And we went into it knowing that it was, you know, a temporary situation. It was more of a fostering than an adopting. Going into it like that, we've been asking people around lately, hey, you know, do you know anybody that needs a golden doodle, right? That kind of thing. Sweet dog, really sweet dog. But I think he has some, like, separation anxiety. Now, if you have a golden doodle, you know they kind of already have some separation anxiety already. But this one specifically, he's passed hands many times. He's lived on the street for heaven knows how long. He's lived in the shelter. And so when we dropped him off with a family that I know and love that has dogs, a couple of golden retrievers. So they're already kind of his type. You know, they're his people. But when we dropped him off, he was super happy, and I don't think he registered like, oh, they're going away. My family's not here. But by the time he came back, I mean, he had a great time the entire time. But I wonder what happened, like, deep down inside, because when we opened the front door, he peeked his head out and he went, oh, wait, what? Like, it didn't register at first, like, oh, these people are my family. I think after this week visiting a friend and their dogs, really fun dogs that he fell in love with, I think he had resigned himself to the fact that he had gone to another family. Because when we first walked in and opened the door, it legitimately surprised him that we were back. He was like, wait, you guys are still here? It was funny. Anyway, strike while the iron's hot. Let's play connections. We'll talk more. In the connections puzzle, we're creating 4 groups of 4. I see special, bug, raise, fist. Raise fist. Steam, promotion. Oh, I love steam promotions. Iron, fold, deal, check, gas, ruffle, call, brakes, nettle, and sail. Okay, so my wife's going to laugh at me for this one. But the first thing I see kind of two things, and I wonder if maybe one of them is a red herring. The things you can do in a card game, specifically poker, you can raise, you can fold, you can call. But then I also see deal, but not, in check. Hold on, in check. You can check. Let's see if that's one. Okay. Poker actions. It's the blue category. I love that. Okay. But the other one that I saw was like fold. Where did it go? Iron, steam, ruffle. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like folding clothes, steaming clothes. I don't know. Arana, good morning. Oh, a lot of echo today. You know what it is? Shoot. Thank you for telling me. There we go. Okay, does it sound better now? Okay. I totally forgot I had to turn that off. Remember the last couple days I've been, reporting live from somewhere else. I've been at my in-laws for a week, out of state. And to do that, To do that, there, I don't have my nice setup here. I don't have a second monitor. I had to do it all from my laptop. I was using the dash cam on my, or the webcam on my, the dash cam, my webcam on my laptop. I had to use just the laptop audio, I think next time if I have to do that on the road again, I will be using, I'll get a nice USB microphone, kind of like this one. This one is actually direct audio, like an XLR cord. But I think in the future I will be doing a kind of a USB microphone, just so I don't hear like the whirring of the fans of my laptop and all that. The webcam, I think it is what it is, just for simplicity's sake. But the audio really matters. So I think I'm gonna do the audio a little better next time too. All right. The next thing I saw was a special, a promotion, a sale, and a deal. How about a deal? Nice. A discount. Nice. I always love those discount stores where you get, crazy good promotional prices, or oftentimes some of those places are like taking Amazon returns, and the Amazon returns will be, marked down ridiculously low. Okay, so what's the next one? All gas, no brakes. Nettle, stinging bug, stinging fist. Maybe it's just things that sting. A bug can sting. Nettle can sting. Fist. The sting of... running out of gas. Running out of brakes. Running out of steam. Oh man, I don't know. Ruffle. This is supposed to be an easier one, right? There's a purple and a green, which means one of these is easier. All right, let me shuffle them. I need to see them in a different way. In the same way that when you get home from a vacation, it just feels good to be back in your own space. It feels good to be in this I've got my green screen behind me. I've got my nice microphone. I've got, a keyboard in front of me. It just feels good to kind of be in your usual place, right? It just feels better. I honestly, I think it was harming my engagement to have kind of this, like, I hate to say, like, low quality. Every time you read, like, or listen to videos of YouTube gurus, they say, oh yeah, quality doesn't matter anymore. I think there's a level where it's like, if it's not good enough quality, it's not going to fly, And I think we were below that level as I did my live streams out. All right, so I see Fists of Fury, Fisticuffs, Steam, Running Out of Steam, Steam Locomotive, Steam Powered, Nettle, Stinging Nettle, and a Bug. Bugs can sting, so these three. Sting of a bug. Brakes. All gas, no brakes. Part of the car that makes you stop. Ruffle feathers. Ruffles have ridges. Oh, man. So the opposite I'm seeing, maybe brakes, steam, full steam ahead, full brakes, full gas. Iron? It is one away. Gosh. Full ruffle? That's not even close. Okay, so it is iron with some of these. I don't know why I'm not seeing this. Okay, so this was one away, which means Fist, Ruffle, Nettle, and Bug. What's the other thing? If it's like, am I onto something here? Stinging Fist, Stinging Nettle, Sting of a Bug. Things that sting, right? What else can sting? Ron, am I onto something here, or am I making that up? Yeah, I know that it's one away. I'm like 3/4 of the way there. Is that what you're saying? Crud. Bug, Nettle. I'm at a loss. I don't know how these are related. Ruffle chips, kettle chips, spelled wrong. Bug. I don't know. I really don't know. So the one that was one away was these three, or the opposite, these three. All gas, no brakes. Hit? Sujan, what do you mean hit? Hit. I don't know. Sujan, I don't know what you mean. My square brain is kicking in. Ruffle? I sincerely don't know. The car stuff. The car stuff. Brakes, gas. I did the car stuff. Steam and iron. It's not steam. It's... Didn't we do that one? Yeah, we already guessed that. Nettle. Brakes, gassed. Fist? It's not first, it's fist. That hurts. Like, I got it, but it hurts. Things you can pump. Pump the brakes, pump your fist, pump gas, and pump iron. Gosh. Yeah, yep, kicking myself. Absolutely kicking myself. Okay, and then steam, ruffle, nettle, and bug. To irritate. Huh. Okay, well. You knew I'd kick myself. Yep. The blue category today was poker actions. My wife's going to laugh at me that I saw that one first. To call, to check, to fold, and to raise. Or to go all in. The yellow category was discounts. Right? You have a deal, a promotion, a sale, or a special. Purple, things you can pump. Pump the brakes, pump your fist, pump your gas in your car. I just pumped a bunch of gas in my car yesterday to drive. And then pump iron. And then this one that really didn't speak to me. To irritate. To bug. Yeah, I could see that. To ruffle feathers. To nettle. I don't use that phrase, to nettle someone. I guess I have heard it, though. And then to steam someone. When I thought steam, I thought to fold or to iron or to steam, a pair of pants or something. Steam a shirt, dry clean. I don't know. All right, I'm going to officially do it. I'm going to poo-poo the green category today. There it is. I don't like that word steam in there either. All right, and look how easy this is. I can just hit the button. Boom, I'm there. So much nicer. One of those creature comforts. I have a video about this little steam, the steam dock. Speaking of steam, you can be steamed if you're irritated, but you don't steam someone to irritate them. Exactly. That's exactly my sentiment about it. Yep, you can be steamed if you are, like, it's a passive verb. You are steamed, not I steamed you. Yeah. All right. Blank Escola, Tony-winning portrayer of Mary Todd Lincoln in Oh Mary. I did not see that. Tear to pieces as documents or cheese. Sounds like shred. You're going to shred documents or shred cheese. Gentle prod. Nudge. Maybe nudge. Enjoy a home-cooked meal. I don't know what the word is, but we had a home-cooked meal yesterday with, everything's like everywhere. We did clean up the house. It's always good before you leave it for a vacation to clean up your house, just so you have like a clean house to come home to. So we did have like our pots and pans and stuff, and it was like ready to go. I knew where they were. And it was good to have a home-cooked meal in your own kitchen yesterday. I love cooking. I love it. I think it's so fun. But I don't know what they're looking for there, so we'll come back to it. Okay, sassy. Sassy. Sassy the Sasquatch. That could be a number of things. I don't know. We'll come back. Ladders counterpart. That sounds like shoots and ladders. Great little game for kids. I think that's everyone's first board game. Shoots and ladders. Something taken by a server. Sounds like your order. Surprisingly, while we were out, I was at my mother-in-law's house. We didn't do a lot of eating out. There was one place in this nearby town that we were like, oh, we have to go back. So after this parade that we went to support my mother-in-law, they had just kind of small town diner restaurant kind of thing, and that was the one time we ate out. Every other time we either brought it with us on the trip. We made sandwiches, or you go somewhere fun, you bring sandwiches. The drive-through safari, we brought sandwiches, or a home-cooked meal that either I made or my wife made or my mother-in-law made. We had 3 really good cooks in the house, so we barely ever ate out. The only thing that we did was that one time, because my kids were begging us to go to this one place that is in town. The Real Deal. The Real Deal. I don't know. We'll come back. The Garden in the Garden of Earthly Delights. Sounds like Eden. Blank out of it. Oh, snap out of it. Okay, still don't know this person's name. Blank Escola. Tony-winning portrayer of Mary Todd Lincoln in Oh Mary. Couldn't tell you. Enjoyed a home-cooked meal. We were just talking about this. Ate in. Sassy. Sassy. What word would mean sassy there? Perk? That feels wrong. How about the other one? The Real Deal. How about legit? Okay. There it is. The other side effect of streaming live is I didn't have the button here that says back to puzzle. I think just because I was on one screen and it was like squished and vertical, I couldn't access the go back to puzzle button, which is a little funny. Legit. All right. Cole Escola, Tony-winning portrayer of Mary Todd Lincoln on Oh Mary. Okay. Tear to pieces as documents or cheese. Shred. Gentle prod is a nudge. Enjoyed a home-cooked meal every time, even though we were on the road. We had a home-cooked meal. It was awesome. Even though we were out on vacation. Sassy. Pert. Huh. I don't know if I've ever heard that word. Pert. Pert meaning sassy. Huh. Ladders counterpart. Shoot. Right? Shoots and ladders. Probably everybody's first ever board game. Something taken by a server. An order. There was only one... and it was not a sit-down restaurant either. It was like order at the counter, and then they call your name, and you go find a seat, and then they bring it to you. Cute little, like, mom and pop restaurant kind of place, and everybody loves it. It's just like always packed, always, I love that kind of place. All right, the real deal, legit. Yeah, it is legit. And the garden in the Garden of Earthly Delights was Eden. The Garden of Eden. And snap out of it. Wake up. Nice. All right. And if you are just joining us, you can see my Wordle streak is only 5 days. Because the first day we got to my in-laws out of state, they have a good internet connection, even though they're kind of fasted from the main city. They still have a really good internet connection, but I couldn't get my streaming software open. It was just like refusing to open. So I was like, okay, I need to go live. Plan B, and so Plan B was to go and just like stream from my phone. Very little engagement. It was not a good stream. It was just basically like a shot of the screen as I did the puzzles, and you could hear me, sure, but it didn't look good. It didn't sound good. It was altogether a bad experience. And here I am trying to do the puzzles with one hand, hold the phone with the other hand. I was panicking, and I missed the easiest word ever, and I'm so frustrated about it still. Did you fail on Savvy? At first I put saggy. On my fourth guess I put saggy, and it wasn't saggy, so I was like, all right, maybe it's savvy. I was just kicking myself. We're usually really good at this, and then I just, I don't know. It hurt a little bit. But we'll get it today. I know we'll get it today. If we can get a word like savvy or quake, or what were the other ones that I did get this week? I missed water. And now, granted, there are many iterations of the word water, right? After, or other words that could make it happen. I think I lost it on the word after. I was so mad. But we'll get it today. I know it. I think I started with the word plant yesterday. I was brushing my teeth and I was like, plant, that's a good word. But let's start today. You know what? We just got home from a trip. Let's do trips. No help at all. All right, great start. How about another non-intersecting word like mound? Okay, there's an M somewhere and there's an O somewhere. How about fleck? F-L-E-C-K. Yeah, that's a playable word. And there's an E in the middle. Okay. So, it could be an O word. Oh, it could be an O word, actually. Hold on. Because look, omega. Or O could go later. Or M. Where could M go? M could go after. I don't know. Let's try it. Are you kidding me? Oh, this feels like retribution. This feels like I'm so sorry you missed it. What, a week ago? To make up for it, I will give you a challenging word that you feel good about yourself, and you get it on the 4th. That's amazing. Okay, so and how often is it when you get two letters right next to each other, yellow, yellow, and instead of they go somewhere else in the puzzle, you just flip them, you just flip them. And so I tried trips at first. I don't know why I tried trips. Welcome home. You just went on a vacation. You went on a trip. So I put trips. But that was no help. And then I tried mound as a non-intersecting word from trips. And that gave us an M. That gave us an O. And all I did was reverse the two, right? I was like, okay, what if they are in the same place, just flipped, right? O-M-E. And I'm like, there's not a lot that goes O-M-E. Wait a minute, there is. And I saw two letters, G and A, omega. And I was like, what if? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm right? It would at least tell us where those, if those M and O go at the beginning. Holy cow. Wow, that was an in-tune answer right there. Omega. Cool. Cool. All right. And this one, the one thing that I did like, there we go. The one thing I did like about my setup there was that because I had like the stream on one side of my screen and the puzzle on the other side of the screen. And I don't know if you've ever done this on desktop like I'm doing and then resized it. But if you resize it and squeeze it, it actually goes to a vertical format. It goes to a really nice condensed vertical format. And in some ways, I am tempted to just leave it as that vertical format. It actually looks really nice. It looks really, really nice. So I'm tempted to kind of reorient this and just do it vertical on purpose and just leave it. Because I mean, it works nicely, right, to do it this way. But like, for example, when I switch over to this one, if I move even slightly, it's out of bounds, right? So it doesn't fit anymore. And I have to like scroll to make it better again. This one, if I scroll, it gets really weird, right? And if they add a little bar at the top that says free gift with your annual subscription, then it gets really weird. So I'm tempted to like create a vertical version of it that just is naturally vertical rather than like me kind of reorienting the pieces. I don't know. I'm still debating about that one. It takes a while. It does take a while. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that's what I end up wanting to do. You got that right. Today's theme in the Strands is you got that right. And if you've never played Strands before, think of it like a word search, except they don't give you the words. We have to go find them clustered here, and they don't just go up and down, left and right. They snake around in every direction. And every word leads back to this central theme. You got that right. So that's either you got that right or you got that right. Maybe like correct answers on a quiz or something. I almost feel like I see the word anxiety down here. Do you see that? Anxiety. You got that right. I see an ER here. I see a CK here. Oh, wait. Persnickety? Am I spelling it wrong? Persnickety. Ah, it is right. Okay, I spelled it with an E, with an I. It's actually with an E. Persnickety. So somebody that always wants something to get something right is persnickety. They'll correct you on things. How about strict? Okay, someone that's strict, follow the letter of the law. See the word king there. King Pains. Why is pain there? Steak. Taking. I see another ER here. Exact. Okay, exact. So strict, exact, persnickety, precise. Whoops. Oh, here it is. Taking pains. I bet you that's the spangram. Yep. Taking pains. And accurate. There we go. Taking pains to get something exactly right. Yeah, we did good. We done it. We did good. You got that right. Taking pains to make sure something is strict, persnickety, exact, accurate, precise. Precise. I love the persnickety people in my life. They keep me on track. Okay, let's see. Let's play Letterboxd. Okay, so we have to solve in 6 words today. That means that our word lineup is a little more tricky. I see a C, H, and I, U, R, and P, N, G, and O, E, A, and J. Okay. So there's no T, there's no S, there's no L. The others look doable. I don't know why we have to solve in 6 today. Maybe it's extra tricky combinations. Like I can't do ing words. That's no good. ION. There's no S or T for TION words. It almost spelled Jughead. That's the letter I'm worried about. you see any words that I could use that start with the letter J or have a letter J in them, I think that's the hinge pin of this one. If we can figure it out how to spell the J word, that would be good. You could almost spell perjury. Not quite. Juan. Hello, Juan. Pager. Oh, if there was an L, we could spell journal. Jour. Oh, I can't do UR. Dang. Roj. All right, I will remember the word pager. Here, I'll even write down the word pager. Now that I'm back in the comfort of my own home and I can write things down if I need to remember them. We can play jug. That'll just get rid of it. Grain. Nefo. Starting with the J to get rid of it. Nepo. Nepo is absolutely a word. Nepotism. I just can't think of another word that starts with a J. Here, I'll write these ones down because this will definitely help me. Grain. Jorge. I'm thinking of all these Spanish names. I know people named Juan and Jorge. Hey, Gorilla Tag. Glad to see you're back. I'm back too. I've been gone for about a week. We were able to live stream, not as successfully as we do here, but we've been able to live stream nonetheless. Just with what we had to work with. I do want to bring a USB microphone next time. I think that'll make a world of difference next time. Wait, when is your birthday though? Wasn't it like last week or 2 weeks ago? I was thinking your birthday was right around the time that you came on. Yeah, I do remember that. About 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. You know, I would like a birthday present of figuring out what to do with this darn J. Isn't that a word? A weiro? I know, you have a very large IQ. I know it, and you tell everybody too, huh? Ooh, if there was an L, we could spell jugular. Jugular is the vein that goes right up to your brain. I can't spell jaguar. J-A would be great. I can almost spell jaguar. Maybe this is the right way to go. We just spell jug just to get rid of it. What did we say? Grain. Neo. Oh, come on. Neo is a word. I can almost spell Neopets. How about neigh? The sound a horse makes is neigh. Hop. And we just need one more word. There, pace. That'll work. All right, we had to solve it in 6. We did it in 5 today. Yeah, rice and done. That could have done it too. Yeah. Okay, well, good. R-I-C. Oh, can't do C. I and C. Because IC is on the same side. So we got rid of the J first because I was just having the hardest time coming up with anything that started with a J, had a J in it. Jounce? Jounce. Is that a word? I don't feel like that's a word. Jounce. Jounce. What would that even mean? Jounce. And then epigraph. Like epigrapha. Epigraphal. Jug. The G led to grain. The N led to neigh. The H led to hop. And the P finished it off with pace. So I could get rid of that C. Cool. All right. Well, we are going to recap our answers from all these different puzzles. If you like what you see, give it a like. Consider subscribing because I do this every day, even when I'm on vacation. And even when I am finally home from that vacation, man, did it feel good to sleep in my own bed. I love my in-laws. They have this like kind of guest room, but the pillows are not very forgiving. They're very, very soft. You put your head on it and you just kind of like sink in, right? Maybe they're overly forgiving. They're too soft. And usually we bring our own pillows because they're just like, no, bad pillow. But we forgot to bring our pillows. from home. You have a pillow that you like, right? It's the right firmness and you're used to it and all that. I like a real firm pillow. Like I could sleep on a rock. No, just kidding. It's like memory foam. It's like super, super firm foam to keep my head up. I don't want my head like twisted and all that. No, I want my head to be supported well. And so here I am with this like very soft pillow. I had to like fold it in half, and I got very creative, but I ended up falling asleep finally. But we went like a whole week without our usual pillow, our usual, sleeping arrangement, and it gets tough, when you're not used to like your arrangement. I was gonna look. How did they solve it yesterday? Before we move on, ink blot and teardrop. 2 compound words, ink blot and teardrop. Huh. Neat. Cool. All right. Well, like I said, like this video if you've enjoyed our conversation today and all that. Let's recap our answers. We'll look at it from the top, starting with the connections, and then we'll move our way down to the mini crossword. You can see my little cheat sheet at the bottom there, and then the Wordle, and then the Strands, then the letterboxed. So in connections today, my wife's going to laugh at me for this one. But I got it first. The poker actions: call, check, fold, and raise. I say she's going to make fun of me because poker is one of those, like, I don't know. She doesn't love the game because it's gambling and this and that. I think it's skill and math and like a very, like, honestly reputable game. Can you lose all your money? Absolutely. Most people do. But can it also teach you skills like, poker faces and theatrics and, knowing when to hold, knowing when to fold, that kind of thing. So I think there is some merit to it. She'll just think it's funny that I got that one first today because it spoke to me. It resonated with me. So poker actions: you can call, you can check, you can fold, you can raise, you can go all in, you can put in the big blind, you can deal, shuffle, take a rake. I know all about it. I know, inside and out the game. Just my wife kind of poo-poos it a little bit. A discount, right? The yellow category should be the most obvious one here. A deal, a promotion, a sale, or a special. I just was not getting the purple and the green. So thank you for your help, Aranha, and who else helped me? Sujan helped, yeah. Things you can pump the brakes, pump your fist, pump the gas, and pump iron. Something like that, yeah. And then the green category was not one that was very obvious. To irritate, to bug someone, to nettle someone, right? To push their buttons. To ruffle, right? Ruffle their feathers. And then to steam. Aranha, I'm with you on this one. You can get steamed, right? You can get irritated. You can get tilted. Hey, that's another poker poker action. You can get frustrated with the hand that you've been dealt and you get tilted. They call that tilting. To get steamed, to get, bugged, annoyed. But to irritate someone, you wouldn't say, I steamed them. No, they got steamed. It's a passive verb, not an active verb. So I kind of poo-poo this one just a little bit. Sorry, Wina, if you're watching. I didn't love this category. I think a lot of people didn't like this category. Okay. In the mini today, it took us a little while to do this. We had to visit this one many, many times today. Cole Escola. Escola means school in Portuguese. Tony-winning portrayer of Mary Todd Lincoln and Oh Mary. Cole sounds like a boy's name, but Mary Todd Lincoln, of course, was the female, very much female, wife of Abe Lincoln. I don't know. Why was I not able to think of that? My mind, it's still early in the morning for me. We got home at a decent hour, and then we had dinner. We were like, we need like a home-cooked meal. And then we were just sick of being on the road. And then we went to bed at a decent hour. My kids were like, hey, let's go watch a movie. And I was like, do you realize what time it is? I'm like, okay. And then I woke up at a normal time, to tear to pieces as documents or cheese. Shred. A gentle prod, a nudge. Enjoyed a home-cooked meal. Ate in. Sassy, pert. I've never heard of that. I'm going to look that one up. That was one of the drawbacks, too. I couldn't look things up. Pert. Attractively lively or cheeky. Attractively lively or cheeky. Sassy. Sassy in a good way, like it's attractive. Chutes and ladders, right? Ladders counterpart, chute. Something taken by a server, your order. The real deal, legit. Yeah, it's legit. The garden in the Garden of Earthly Delights, of course, that was the Garden of Eden. And then snap out of it. Wake up. Snap out of it. Sometimes you zone out. Man, on the road when you're driving, I was driving for hours yesterday. I drove the whole way. I don't mind driving. I like it. But when you watch the road for so long, you start to kind of doze. Doze is the wrong word. You start to get kind of hypnotized by the road, right? I think road hypnosis is a real, actual documented thing that you have to be super careful of. But I was very hypnotized about, 3 hours into the drive, and I'm like, oh, man. We do have one rest stop that's like our famous always go-to rest stop every time there's a Maverick there. And like it's halfway up the trip and we make it there. And this is like the halfway point. If we've made it to this one Maverick that we stop at literally every time, super clean bathrooms and all that. It's like, picnic tables and you can just kind of sit and like rest your legs or walk around. But about 3/4 of the way through the trip, even though we were, nearly home, we had some driving to do still. But I started to get kind of like, not woozy, not drowsy, not sleepy, just hypnotized. You just get hypnotized by the road. Because you see the lines going past you all the time, right? Hopefully you don't get hypnotized on the road. You stay alert and awake. All right, in the Wordle today is the word omega, and we arrived there. We were talking about the trip that I just went on, so I said trips. I know usually they don't just put a 4-letter word and add an S to the end. They don't do that usually. But I put trips and then mound, and that gave us an M and an O, which was super lucky. Looking at the actual answer, that was super lucky because I just had to reverse them. And then a third non-intersecting word was fleck. And then I thought, okay, so sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the right answer is taking 2 letters that are next to each other and just reversing them. So I thought, okay, there's O-M-E. O-M-E what? And I looked at the letters that were left and I was like, wait, omega is a word. So we tried that. And it was. And if that wasn't it, I don't know. We'd reverse the letters and try something else. But that one worked out really nicely. That was cool. All right. And then in the Strands puzzle, thank goodness I don't have to kind of reorient that one again. Today's theme was, you got that right. You got that right. You got that right. You can say that in a lot of different ways. You got that right. I love that. That's funny. I love the play on words because you can say it in different ways. You got that right. Taking pains. Making sure. At first I thought it was staking pains. Remember I was looking for it. I was like, wait, I see staking? Pain? Wait, why is there pain? Yeah, if you want to get something very accurate, you're taking pains to get it correct. And you might be persnickety about it. You might be strict in getting it correct. Precise, accurate, and exact. Cool. And then we polished it off today with the letterbox. And letterbox J was giving me a ton of trouble. Is there a better word I could have used? Of course. How about jounce? Whatever jounce means. Let me look up jounce. What does that mean? I've never heard that word before. Jounce. Jolt or bounce. The car jounced wildly. To move in an up and down manner. Jounce. So I guess sort of like turbulence on an airplane jounces you around. Is that right? Is that how you would say that? I've never, ever used that. Huh. Well, Aranha used jounce and then epigraph. Like epigrapha. Let me look that one up too. Hold on. Because that's a good word. I really like that word. Epigraph. An inscription on a building, statue, or coin. A short quotation or saying at the beginning of a book or chapter intended to suggest the theme. So like on a coin when it says, in God we trust on an American coin, that is an epigraph. Or at the beginning of the beginning of a chapter to like set the tone, set the theme of the chapter. That's called an epigraph. I like that. All right, so to get rid of the J, I used a much simpler kindergarten word, jug. And then the G led to grain. And the N from grain led to neigh. And then hop. And then the P for pace. So that we could use the C at the end. Cool. Well, you know what, you guys? It's good to be home. I know whenever I take a trip, it's probably the same for you. Whenever you take a trip, man, just feels good to be home. And so, for sure, it's good to be home. Love being here with you. Love the active chat. I feel like we're missing out on the chat. Like I was saying, I think the poor audio quality and the just a lot of different things were really killing my engagement on the trip. Some of those things I can fix next time. Some of those I will not be able to fix. But if I can kind of revisit and make it look good and sound good and stuff, then we can have a much better time next time. But yeah, anyway, so it's good to be home. It's good to be with you guys. Thanks for some help on the puzzles. Thanks for helping me figure all that out. So yeah, you guys are great, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.